Good morning, my dear student. Today I will take the next topic under the frog embryology. The next topic under frog embryology, that is gastrula. That is called matured gastrula, neurogenesis and notogenesis. The first I will take the section of gastrula of frog. Okay, for the structure of gastrula, they will ask 5 mark questions. The question is like this: with a neat label diagram, describe the section of gastrula of frog. There is 10 mark question is there. With a neat label diagram, describe the early gastrula of frog. Early gastrula of frog, you have to start from introduction of gastrulation, morphogenetic movement, epibody, invagination, involution. Then you have to describe the structure of gastrula. Okay, now today I will take the section of gastrula that is called mature gastrula. Now here it is a embryonic stage. Whether you take the what is called the blastula or gastrula, it is a embryonic stage. The gastrula is a embryonic stage. What is the shape of the gastrula? The shape of the gastrula is oval in shape, whereas in blastula it is a spherical in shape. It is a oval in shape. This gastrula derived from blastula by process called as gastrulation. So the blastula transform into gastrula by process called as gastrulation. Okay, you have to write the gastrulation. Now here this gastrula having 3 germ layers. The gastrula having 3 germ layers. One is called the ectoderm, that is called epidermal ectoderm. The second one is called mesoderm, and third one is called endoderm. Hence it is called triploblastic events. So after the invagination, involution, epibole, the single layered blastula transform into 3 germ layers. The 3 germ layers are nothing but, once again I will repeat, ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, having 3 germ layers. Okay, now it is a hollow in nature. The gastrula is not a solid in nature, it is a hollow in nature. The hollow nature of the gastrula is due to presence of a kind of cavity. That cavity is called as archenteron. The cavity of gastrula is called archenteron. For example, in blastula, the cavity of the blastula is called blastocele. Okay, now here after the formation of this archenteron new cavity, the blastocele gradually disappear. Totally disappear. Okay, now here there is this archenteron is a pocket-like structure. It opens outside through a opening, and this opening is called as blastopore. I mean, the archenteron leads into outside through an opening. That opening is called as blastopore. Okay, now here some of the endodermal cells. That means after the invagination of macromeres, they convert into endoderm. Some of the endoderms, they are protrude outside or gathering around the blastophore in the form of plug, and that plug is called the yolk plug. So that stage is called the yolk plug stage. Some of the endodermal cells, they are protruded outside through the blastophore in the form of a kind of plug, and that plug is called as the yolk plug. Okay, now here, this is called the floor. This is called the floor. The floor of the archenteron is covered by the endoderm. Not only the floor of the archenteron, even that lateral side of the archenteron is covered by the endoderm. I mean, the floor and the lateral wall of the archenteron occupied by which cells? Endodermal cells. Now it is called the roof. This part is called the roof. The roof of the archenteron having a kind of combination of the mesoderm and notochord, and that is called chorda mesoderm. What is a chorda mesoderm? On the dorsal side, that mesoderm is closely contact with the notochord to form chorda mesoderm, or we can say notochord. The roof of the archenteron, that is very important. The roof of the archenteron having chorda mesoderm or notochord, whereas floor and the lateral wall of the archenteron is covered by which cell? Endodermal cells. Now here, on mid-dorsal side or above the archenteron, there is a structure that is called neuroectoderm, and this neuroectoderm later developed into what is called the neural tube. This is the structure of gastrula. It carries 5 marks question. There is a 2 marks question is, what is yolk plug? What is the significance of yolk plug? In future, this region develop into cloaca in case of amphibians and anus in case of higher animals. That's all. Okay? You have to draw the diagram and label it properly and explain one by one. So that is the end of the section of gastrula. It is what you call the mature gastrula. So the mature gastrula generally having oval in shape. Okay, the next topic under the frog embryology. So after the end of the what is called the gastrulation, the next step is called the neurogenesis and notogenesis. It is also called as post-gastrulation. So in the examination for the 10 marks, they will ask with a neat label diagram describe post-gastrulation. Post-gastrulation means after the end of the gastrula, the next step is called neurogenesis and notogenesis. With a neat label diagram, describe early gastrulation. You are starting from introduction to the gastrulation up to the gastrula diagram, up to the mature gastrula stage. Okay. So once again, I will take the next topic under the frog embryology, that is called as neurogenesis. What do you call? Neurogenesis. Having 2 marks questions. What is neurulation or neurogenesis? Neurulation or neurogenesis? The formation of the neural tube is called as neurogenesis. That's all. The formation of neural tube is called as neurogenesis. Now here that neurogenesis is nothing but the formation of the neural tube. There is a material in the gastrula stage, that is a roof of the archenteron having what is called chorda mesoderm. Above the chorda mesoderm, there is a next what is called the presumptive material. That word is called presumptive material for the formation of the neural tube present on mid-dorsal side. On mid-dorsal side, that is called as neuroectoderm. What is called? Neuroectoderm. The neuroectoderm is one, it is a presumptive material for the formation of the neural tube. It is present on mid-dorsal side or just above the notochord or cordon bleu. Okay? Neuroectoderm. Okay, now this neuroectoderm undergo thickening to form a kind of plate, and that plate is called the neural plate. I will show that the neural plate. Okay, this is called the neural plate. The neuroectoderm is a presumptive material present on mid-dorsal side, undergo thickening to form what is called a kind of plate. That plate is called the neural plate or medullary plate. We can use any one, either neural plate or medullary plate. Okay, now this plate having two important structures. This is called the neural groove. Okay, and this is called the edge. This is called the edge of the neural plate, and this depression part, a kind of depression, that is called the neural groove. Okay. Now here, this margin of the neural plate, the margin of the neural plate once again grow. Which side? It grow upward. The margin of the both neural plate, that means the neural plate having two edges. The two edges grow upward in the form of fold, and that fold is called the neural fold. What is called the neural fold? Okay, now here, this fold, what you call neural fold, it is a gradually growing towards each other. They are growing towards each other. See that, the second diagram. The first diagram, it shows the margin of the neural plate elevated upward in the form of fold, and that fold is called the neural folds. And these neural folds gradually growing towards each other. See the second diagram, the increasing the size of the what is called the neural fold. If we can find, there is a depression part, it's a kind of concavity like structure, that is called the neural groove. This is called the neural groove. Okay, now here, these folds gradually increase in size. Increase in size means they are growing towards each other. They are starting from the postal side and gradually increase anterior side. Okay, now here, in case of the frog, the two folds, it has what is called the right side and the left side, having two folds. The two folds are gradually growing towards each other, and we can find a kind of gap, a kind of opening, and that opening is called neuropore. Okay, particularly in case of the amphibians, the folds, they are gradually growing towards each other, and at the anterior end we can find a small gap. That means both fold does not fuse together. They remain separated from each other, having or leaving a space or gap. And that gap is called the neuropore. It is a temporary in nature. It is a totally visible. Afterwards, both folds growing towards each other until they are fused together. After the fusion, it becomes what is called the neural tube. Okay, now here, after complete fusion of the neural fold, the transformation is for the neural tube. The neural fold completely fused together and transformed into a rounded structure that is for the neural, what is called the neural tube. After the formation of this neural tube, see that this neural tube getting separated, it starts separating, overlaying the epidermis, because on mid-dorsal side of the epidermal ectoderm having a presumptive material called as neuroectoderm. Okay, now here above the neural tube having what is called the epidermis, it starts separating from the overlaying epidermis. Overlaying epidermis. After complete separated from the overlaying epidermis, transformed into what is called the neural tube. And this neural tube having a canal that is called the neural canal. The cavity of the neural tube is called neurocele or neural canal. My dear friend, there is a communication between the archenteron and neural canal. There is a communication between the neural canal and archenteron through a short canal, through a short passage, and that passage is called as neuroenteric canal. There is two more questions. What is neuropore? Neuropore means the fold, both fold does not fuse together, it remains separated and leaving a small space, a gap. That gap is called the neuropore. It is a temporary nature. It is present where? Anterior. Neuroenteric canal means it is a communication, it is a short canal between the archenteron and the neural canal. Okay, it is also temporary nature. It is also temporary nature. Okay, now here there is a diagram what is called the neurula. So what is the neurula? It is very simple. The neural tube with embryo is called as neurula. Very simple. The embryo with neural tube. Neural tube is starting from the what is called the neural plate, neural fold, then transform into neural tube. You can directly add. That is a combination of what is called the embryo with the neural tube is called the neurula. Sometimes there is a neurulation. Formation of the neural tube is called the neurulation. Okay. Now, after complete separation, the neural tube from overlaying epidermis, it undergo differentiation. The neural tube undergo differentiation. The anterior part of the neural tube transform into brain, and posterior part is transformed into what is called the spinal cord. Okay, the anterior part of the neural tube transform into brain, and posterior part is called as spinal cord. Okay, that is called the differentiation. And one more questions in the neurulation. What is neural crest cells? Two more questions. What is neural crest cells? It is a undifferentiated cells. What is called? It is a differentiated cells released from the neural tube. What is called the neural fold. These neural crest cells, it is a irregular and differentiated cells released from the neural fold. Released by the neural fold. Okay. So what is the location of these neural crest cells? It is present in between the ectoderm and the neural tube. That is the location of the neural crest. Neural crust is a irregular cells, undifferentiated, released by the neural fold. Next step, it is present where between the ectoderm and the neural tube. These cells, the neural crustal cells, they are arranged themselves in the form of two longitudinal bands. See that. This is one band, this is second band. These cells, neural crust cells, they are arranged themselves and form a kind of two longitudinal bands, and that bands are present dorsolateral side of the neural tube. The two longitudinal bands located on dorsolateral side of the neural tube. Sir, what is the feature of these neural crust cells? So now here these neural crust cells undergo differentiation and forms what is called the ganglia for the cranial nerves and spinal nerves. You know that melanophores, pigment formation, it is also differentiated by the neural crust cells, visceral skeleton, and one more part that is called in the adrenal gland, there is a cortex and medulla. The medulla part of the adrenal gland is differentiated by the neural crust cells. So what is the significance of the neural crust cells? In future, it undergo differentiation and forms what is called the ganglia for the cranial and spinal nerves, melanophores or chromatophores, we can use it, a visceral skeleton, and medulla of adrenal gland. That is the story of the neural crystals. That is the end of the new relation. Okay, dear student, the next topic under the frog embryology, that is notogenesis. So the structure of gastrula, mature gastrula is over. The next one is called the neurulation, that is called post-gastrulation, that is also over. Under the frog embryology, the last topic, the last step, that is called notogenesis. Please read it. What is called? Notogenesis. Notogenesis. Notogenesis means the formation of the notochord. See that. The formation of the notochord. Okay, now here, what are the steps or involving for the formation of the notochord? Once again, the notochordial material is present where it is located on the roof of the architron. The roof of the architron having a kind of structure is called chordomesoderm because it is a combination of the mesoderm and the notochord. Now here during the embryology, what happened that notochordal material, they are present adjacent to the lateral side by the mesoderm. Lateral side, what is called the dorsal side. On the dorsal side, they are called the mesoderm, and the lateral side by what is called the or lower side, what is called the floor, having endoderm. Okay, it is present where this notochordal material, one side by the mesoderm and other side by what is called the endoderm. So there is a material called as notochordal material. It is also called as present-to notochordal material present where? On the roof of the architron. On the roof of the architron. This material, notochordal material, gets separating from the mesoderm as well as the endoderm. it start getting separating from where? One side by the mesoderm and other side by what is called the endoderm. There is a formation of a kind of construction. There is a formation of a kind of groove or the construction, and this construction present on both sides and gradually increase its size. Gradually increase its size. And finally, this construction gradually deepens and this notochordal material transforms into a kind of rounded tube-like structure called as notochord. So with the help of this construction, the notochordal material separated from the mesoderm and the endoderm. After separation, the separated notochordal material arranged themselves in the form of a cylindrical rod-like structure. Cylindrical rod-like structure, and that rod-like structure is called the notochord. And this notochord extended from where? At the base of the skull, what is called from the pituitary body. It is extending from the base of the skull up to the where? The tail region. It is starting from the anterior side by the what is called the base of the skull or pituitary body and gradually extending where? Up to the tail region. Okay, now here in case of the frog, we can find this notochord is not completely separated from the endoderm. They are remaining connected with the endoderm through a kind of cord structure, and that cord structure called as notochordal cord, or you can say subnotochordal cord. This is connection. There may be asked too much question. What is subnotochordal cord? The subnotochordal means, in case of the frog, the notochord is not completely separated from the lower side of the endoderm. They remain connected with the help of a kind of cord-like structure, and that cord-like structure is called notochordal cord or subnotochordal cord. Okay, now here, after complete formation of the notochord in the beginning stage, the cells are loosely aggregated. Later, these loosely aggregated cells, they are closely arranged each other. They are completely closed towards each other, or they are completely fused together to form a kind of vacuolated cells. So in the beginning stage, the cells are loosely aggregated. Later, they are fused together to form a compact structure. Okay, now here, the notochord is covered by three sheaths or three layers: outer layer, middle layer, and inner layer. It is covered by how many layers, how many sheaths? What is called? This is called sheath. How many sheaths? Three sheaths. Outer, middle, inner. The outer one is called as the elastic sheath. The outer sheath is called the elastic sheath. It is derived from the outer layer of the outermost cells, what is called the notochordal cells. The outermost notochordal cells, they are derived in the form of a kind of elastic sheath. The middle sheath is called fibrous sheath. The next one is called the fibrous sheath. It is derived from the what is called the notochordal epithelium. What is called the notochordal epithelium. That is a middle layer. The innermost layer is called a skeletongenous sheath. Skeletongenous sheath. It is derived from the sclerotome. what you call, it is derived from the sclerotome. Okay, this is the end of the what is called the notogenesis. It carries 5 marks questions. You have to write this diagram. The diagram is nothing but self-explanatory. You have to draw the neat label diagram. So first diagram, you can show the presence of the notochordal material present where adjacent to the mesoderm as well as the endoderm. It starts separating from the mesoderm as well as the endoderm. After complete separation with the help of the construction, it transforms into a cylindrical rod-like structure is called the notochord. In case of amphibians, this notochord remain connected with the endoderm through a cord. That cord is called a notochordal cord, and it is covered by 3 sheets. One is called the elastic sheet, second one is called the fibrous sheet, and third one is called the skeletongenous sheet. Okay, it is extended from where? From the pituitary body of what is called the skull up to the what is called the tree region. Okay, thank you very much.